This Math in Minute video is on in behaviors of polynomials. So a polynomial is an expression of more than two terms with different powers of the same variable. The most important term in the polynomial is the highest degree termed. And in this case, it would be 3x to the fourth power because that's the highest degree. This term gives us whether the degree is even or odd, and if the leading coefficient is positive or negative. The degree 4 is even, and the leading coefficient 3 is positive. So we're going to take a look at a couple of examples and graph them to determine the end behavior. And the purpose of determining the end behavior is to see what direction the function moves as x moves to positive infinity and how x moves to negative infinity. So here is a quick reference in behavior table. The degree, you're trying to check whether it's even or odd, and your leading coefficient, you're checking whether it's positive or negative. So let's take a look at some term examples. So if you have 9x to the second degree, your degree is 2, and 2 is even, and your leading coefficient is positive 9. So you would be in this section here. And what that means is your end behaviors on your left and right side would be up, up. So let's look at negative 7x to the sixth power. 6 is an even number, and negative 7, which is your leading coefficient, is a negative number. So in that case, you would be in this area here, down, down. And what that means is your end behaviors will both be down, both on the left and right side. So let's look at 8y to the fifth power. 5 is your degree. 5 is an odd number. 8 is positive, so your leading coefficient is positive. So you would be in this section here. So this means that your end behavior will be down on the left side and up on the right side. So the last example I have is negative 4z to the seventh power. 7 is an odd number, and negative 4 is a negative number. So you would be in this section here. And so on the left side, your end behavior would be up, and your right side, your end behavior would be down. So in this equation, this polynomial, we have 4x to the fifth power minus 2x squared plus 6x minus 9. Our highest degree term is 4x to the fifth power. So 5 is the degree, and 5 is odd. Positive 4 is the leading coefficient, so that is positive. So if we have an odd degree and a positive leading coefficient, our end behavior on the left side will go down. On the right side, it will go up. Again, we're just talking about the end behavior. So what does the end behavior tell us about how we move our x to positive infinity? So I drew on the graph positive infinity going along the x-axis. So if we go along this axis towards positive infinity, what is happening to f of x? F of x, it is going towards positive infinity also. So as x moves to positive infinity, so does the function of x or y that moves to positive infinity. What about as x moves towards negative infinity? So along the x-axis, if it goes that way, the function of x or y is going down. So it's going down towards negative infinity. So as x moves to negative infinity, the function of x also moves to negative infinity. So for this next problem, f of x equals negative 12x plus 5x squared plus 6. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can solve this in behavior polynomial. So in this particular polynomial, The second term has the highest degree. So 5x squared is your highest degree term. 2 is your degree, and 2 is even. And 5 is your leading coefficient, which is positive. So when you have a even degree and a positive leading coefficient, your end behaviors are going to be up on the left as well as up on the right. So what does our end behavior tell as x moves towards positive infinity? So as it moves along the x-axis, your end behavior shows that your f of x or your y is positive. So as x goes to positive infinity, f of x also goes to positive infinity. How about when x moves towards negative infinity? As x moves towards negative infinity, our end behavior shows that our y or our f of x also moves to positive infinity. So let's try two more problems here. Negative x to the fourth power minus 10x squared plus 5. Our highest degree is negative x to the fourth power. Our degree is 4, which is an even number. Our leading coefficient, even though there's not a 1 there, it is negative 1. And so our leading coefficient is negative. So when you have an even degree and a negative coefficient, your end behavior is going to be down on the left side and also down on the right side. So as x moves to positive infinity, our end behavior says our y value or our f of x moves to negative infinity. So as our x moves to negative infinity, our y or f of x also moves to negative infinity. So again, you can stop the video and try our next polynomial. So our highest degree is negative 2x to the fifth power. Our degree is 5, and 5 is an odd number. Our leading coefficient is negative 2, so that is a negative number. When we have an odd degree and a negative leading coefficient, our left side is up, our end behavior, and our right side, our end behavior, is down. So as x moves towards positive infinity, f of x moves towards negative infinity. As x moves to negative infinity, f of x moves to positive infinity. So this is how you use end behaviors by finding the highest degree term, determine whether the degree is even or odd, checking to see if the leading coefficient is positive or negative. And that determines the way the end behaviors will look. And then they can tell you how, as x moves to positive and negative infinity, how the function of x will be. Any math topics you would like me to cover, please leave in the comments below. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.